Well, hello everybody, and join me today as we travel back in time to the ancient Aztec civilization, build out a finely tuned 13,000 pop city. A massive shout out to Paradox Arc for sponsoring today's video. The game will officially be released on April 2nd of 2026. Now I spent a lot of time finally dialing in all of these objects you see here: cisterns, granaries, borders. There's just an insane amount to do here logistically. It is a great game, and if you remember playing Pharaoh back in the day, this is going to be a hit right in the nostalgia. With a far better UI and some more modern mechanics, I've dived actually pretty hardcore into this. I actually had several builds. On this one, we're 23,847 days into our city. This was my first attempt at a city, where I was just trying to figure things out and failing. Here's another one around 27,000 days. This one I did a great job, but you can see I just placed my farming far too away from these areas. So I had a granary over here trying to go all the way over here. So this game just heavily encourages creativity and logistical planning. This is actually a lot of hours compiled into two to show you the natural progression of this super city. So let's begin. One cool thing about the game is there's actually a map editor. Today though, we're going to play around with the random map generation. So your city state up here will determine your relations with other people. You can see when you generate, you have different relations. Map size, go all the way from small to huge. We're actually going to do large, and we're going to go with this city state. Water, this will determine how much water is on the map. So you can see here I'll generate it normal. That's how much water is there. Abundant, you can see more water. Normal is my favorite setting for this. Trading, you can go with typical, generous. This will just increase or decrease the quantity of goods that you have at hand. Trade for. Now climate, tropical is my favorite. You can see that there is the basin. The basin typically has more swampland, barrens, and this is pretty advantageous if you want a difficult start. The hardest, of course, would be arid, which is completely just barren. So you would have to bring all of this back to life. This is potentially one of the more fun ones to play. Today, though, we're going to be building a massive Metropolis, okay? All right, so the next thing you want to do is select your monument before you generate the map or click any of these tiles. So this is a cool one, Temple of the Spring. This Temple of Tlatoani marks the source for an aqueduct. Now, the lake start is probably what a lot of people are going to tell you to do, but I'm here to tell you, you don't need lakes to do canals, and I'm going to show you the secret of that. Here it is. You can see right here we have a big open field. This is exactly what I want, and just enough to get everything. All right, so the early game is all about survival. I actually struggled tremendously trying to figure out how I could incorporate my large city design. So after playing my last campaign, I was able to max out every single house in the game, and I learned a very valuable lesson, and that is that it's actually pretty easy to do if you just use a very simple setup at the beginning. Now we have a nice little overlay tab, and we can see water supply. So right here is our freshwater spring. And you can see that we only have the one. So all of our water is going to have to come from this one area down here. So using the road tool, we're going to start doing some basic actions here. So in the beginning of the game, you want to focus on your base resources. The basic road tool up here is awesome. Now you'll need stone roads in order to move plumbing. So a cistern has to have a stone road connected to it. And we'll go over that more as the game progresses. Currently what we're going to do is we're going to get up a porter from the Commerce and Trade tab. In engineering, we're going to get up 2 mason yards. We'll get them up right here and here. Get some roads around that. And then we're going to come down to our industry tab. Now we need to focus pretty heavily on some of the easy stuff. So we're going to do 2 sawyers here. What's awesome is before the porter is built, you can actually tell them what to bring in here. So we want timber, clay, and stone. Now we're actively trading those things from the trade post. You don't technically need to do this, but it's nice to have extra storage. And then I think the rest of this is just going to be straight timber for now. So these are our base resources. And I'm going to destroy these roads over here because I don't like them. Now we can actually reclaim the swamp, and we probably will for farming. I'm probably going to gut some of these areas. So in the early stages of the game, we are going to use these canals. And now we're going to get up our common house. And this is a really easy strategy. So all we're going to do is space out each house by 1 and have a 1 tile gap in between. And I'll give you some rationale behind this. We're going to trace a road. And this house setup here is going to be able to get to the maximum tier, okay? we're going to max these houses out. So we're not going to have to rebuild anything. We're going to be able to build a perfect city right from the start. And as I said, it took me a bit to get here. So these are fruit gardens. These are fruit trees that can be planted like gardens, but they drop fruit into nearby houses. Fruit helps with nutrition. Nutrition is one of the hardest things to get decent in this game. What I do is I place it between each house. That way, if one is full, it will go to the other. From there, you're going to want to get up something called the gardener. The gardener is going to create herbs and all types of jazz. So we're going to have a single file area right here where we place the gardener. Now, he can have up to 32 small gardens. It says 0 herbs per year. You can ignore that. It's actually about 0.9. And so you can see I'm going to place a bunch of these. And as we build out more houses, I'll place more herbs. We're going to stay with 6 houses right now. Now, these also have the added benefit of increasing the ambience of the neighborhood, which is also a necessary thing in order for the houses to expand. So there's about 3 birds with 1 stone going on right here. We're getting fruit, we're getting herbs, and we're getting ambience. And as I said, a lot of this area down here is going to be reorganized in the future. And we're going to create quite a good system here. We have these trees up here we'll use to make paper. We got stone over here. So currently we're using our economy to import timber, clay, stone, and maize. This is so you don't die. Your mason yards are the most important things to get up. They essentially allow you to build throughout the entire region, but they also repair buildings. I like to position these strategically throughout the kingdom in order to make sure that people have a local resource for repairs. So now we're going to start on something that is actually going to be a permanent structure, and that is the farming area. So what I would like to do is kind of just sit and think for a second. Is something like this where it's 4 tiles, right? So we may need to redo this road because we could get 2 of these on each side. You see if I go back one more, it's 32, right? Trick here would be, can I do this on both sides? And I can. Pretty much perfectly. And there's plenty of room for the canals. So we're going to fix this real quick. Get this right. We're going to get 2 farms going like that. And then what we would have down here is a stone canal. For now, we'll have it going in the water, eventually be fed by a cistern. And that will give us massive agricultural advantage. Now we're just going to do a couple for now. And I would advise you do them one at a time because sometimes it will pick up cells from the other one and it really messes it up. We're going to do fruit trees on this guy. Down the line. You can actually do this and it will populate however it wants to. Sometimes we'll put extra trees. I'm going to just manually control for now. We're going to do fruit trees down the side. Maize down the middle. Right here, we'll get ourselves a granary. Yeah, right there. And that will help out a lot too. So over here, we just need more people. And we're going to continue to build everything out. Now, one cool thing about the game is they will tell you exactly what they want. So as long as you just listen or read. So right now they want a sweeper. I can tell you they're going to want a sentry post. And they're also going to want a well dipper. Now the well dipper you want to be within, I think, about 8 to 10 tiles of a cistern with stone connected roads so it can turn into a basin. So we need to leave enough room for our water system to come up. So let's just say that this is going to be the administrative quarter of this zone. And we should honestly try to get to a stable point where we're making money and get our cistern and aqueduct systems up as soon as possible to help us with the city planning. Now, you need a gardener and these herbs in order for the herbalist to work. So we're going to get this guy up too, and we'll put him right here. Now, these guys also, your farmers also can share in the magic of all these buildings and upgrade into really advanced farming facilities. So that's pretty cool too. But we got enough going on right there. We got some wood coming in. We're trying to take care of ourselves, but you just want to focus on not dying. I'll get this up in a little bit, but I want to make sure that we're using the stone. Okay, so over here for maize, we're going to put this to 200 on maize and fruit. And let's just do all maize for now. We'll lower this for other things in the future. That's going to help out a lot. There we go. We're almost into the water. Now this will fill up over time. Don't freak out if it doesn't just immediately fill. I'm freaking out. No, we're not freaking out. See, it's starting to fill. And they're just waiting on maize in order for some of these buildings to go, but we'll get there soon. And we actually have stone down here, and that's good. But we are going to need probably a stone industry over here. And we'll reclaim this and just keep the agriculture going. I may actually even just have all the agriculture here and the city going this way. That way we can have all of our people right next to their jobs. This is the biggest issue with city building, is spreading out too thin, right? And then having these logistical bottlenecks of your workers being across the map. So The reason I'm starting over and not going with my previous like massive gameplay that I had is because I could do a much better job now that I know every single mechanic and I've maxed everything out. So now we're gonna get to my most favorite thing in the game: collecting taxes. So the collector gathers taxes. Some buildings actually, in a weird way, I don't know why, they need a tax collector in order to expand. Now, the tax collector requires a scenic environment, so they hate the industry zones, even though you do collect taxes from industry, so you need a tax collector near there. So we could put one here, but we're not going to gather taxes from every area. So I would prefer to place the tax collector right here. And what we're going to do is decorate it. If you make it ugly, the tax collector will leave. So we're going to do some small gardens around it to get some extra herbs on the side. There we go. And that will help us keep the ambience of the area pretty. And it will also get us to the point we're going to be. So our goal right now is to get in the green money-wise. We can actually increase and decrease taxes. We're just going to keep them at 15% where they are right now. Get enough food so people aren't dying. And just stabilize the colony. Once we do that, we can focus on the infrastructure projects to expand rapidly. So now that our canal is full, we're going to get an irrigation bonus of 40%. So our soil is 20, and our irrigation is plus 40%. And that's really amazing. It's going to give us some really good yields. These farm plots are 9x4. And what's really great now is you're kind of getting the gist of how you survive the early stages. You just want to go slow and steady. You can actually expand rather quickly once you get the basic economy going. You can see we're in the green up here now from our collector. So we've stabilized. And now we just need to focus on basically food and money. Some things never change. So we're going to speed this up a bit. Get them going. We have our porter down here. Now eventually we're going to need to get some stone and other things going. So what I'm thinking we're going to do is have our cistern system go up. So you can see they're putting bridges across these areas. So this is great. To definitely get these right. I think we're just going to have all our agriculture going this way. That way, when we build out our houses going this way, the workers will be able to expand into other industries and also into the farm. Now, in my previous design, I had all my houses and stuff over here, and I had farmland stretching out to the horizon. So people were having to walk, not to the farm. The farmhouses have their own people, but the granaries, in order to get the granaries to the market, I had to walk across the whole area. So having your granaries right next to where the food is being produced and being closer to markets is going to just give you a higher efficiency in your layout. So currently our goal is to get to 5,000 population to win this scenario. We're going to go way beyond that. I'm going to go to 10,000. I don't know. We'll see how many people we can fit into this new design. Now that I have a better idea of how to design everything and create more efficient gaps between everything, I think I can get a pretty high population. So yeah, we can expand downward, and there's a lot that we can do here. There's a good industry zone over here, I'm going to say. We got both stone and paper making and additional, wood. So our next goal, I think, is to get just straight into the cistern. Now this is important. When you're placing your cistern, you can't just place it near. You want to wait till the cistern itself is highlighted blue like this. So if you see the water in the middle of it, you've placed the correct cistern. So if it's green, so right here, we can place one, and then another if we wanted to. I'm going to place it over to the side. And then the easy part is just getting the aqueduct system out. So we're going to do this. We're going to bring it over into this area. Up. And we're going to place it right here. Now you don't need to place it next to the well dipper. You just need to connect it with a stone road. So the houses and everything need stone roads in order to receive plumbing. But you know what? We're just going to get the stone road out now. We're currently purchasing stone, and there's nothing wrong with that because we do have money. Another thing too about bringing water into an area, so you do need water in order to get clay going, but if you bring in the stone canals and aqueduct, so the stone canal itself, we can actually get clay going back here. So since we've kind of already created the perfect area, we're just going to take advantage of that. So we can keep our clay production very close to our city, and that's really great. So we're going to do 3 for now, and I can tell you right now, I'm definitely going to have 6 of these going at some point. But we're just going to do 3 and 3, and we're going to use our road tool. It's really important to get the road tool, or they won't be able to move the goods. And let's actually change the location of this. You can just use the relocation tool if you want. It has to be fully built, though, in order to relocate. So we'll just cancel it for now. Place it here. And now we can pull the road down. And we can get ourselves up another porter. Now, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, the biggest mistake that people make in the game is just not understanding the porter yard system. Some buildings require access to timber, and if you don't have a porter bringing in the timber for them to make their product, they won't make anything. So just read the notes. It will tell you what they're missing. It's really easy if you just look at the tooltips. So now we have a good little thing over there going. And once we get that stone canal over there, we'll be in good shape. Now I am going to place a bridge right here, just so they can get over and back into this area. I'm just going to do that stone for now. And we'll speed this up. Now, of course, the one thing that I am missing in the design right now is a market. So we're going to get up a small marketplace right here in the middle of everything. You'll see this marketplace will hit all the houses. It will highlight things green if it hits them. The color coordination in this game is awesome. Makes it really easy to know what's going on. So you can see the gardener right now has nowhere to deliver herbs. So again, like I said, just read. And herbs you will not see on the porter yard, okay? They can only go to an herbalist or a dentist. So the herbalist over here will now get all that stuff. We can also get up an extra dentist. So in health and safety, there's the dentist. We'll get him up. He will also be using herbs. And we're just going to let this kind of catch up because they're being silly. Okay. Now keep in mind, people do like to live close to their work. So this is a little bit far away, but it's alright. It's okay. They're not too crazy far away. Distance like this is doable. You just don't want it to be like across the map. And right now we're running out of resources. Yeah, we lack clay and stone. So you want to keep a porter yard with clay and stone next to your masons for that reason. Now the reason that it's saying that the gardener can't deliver the herbs, my bad. When you upgrade your road system, it has basically removed all roads. So this is causing a huge issue. This is something I've noticed with the game. I just realized, yeah, I'm upgrading the roads. That's why it's not delivering. It's not that they don't have access. Well, it is that they don't have access, but it's because it deletes basically the underground road. So we need to get those built up stat. So with that said, we do kind of know we have some concepts. So we're going to just do a makeshift road that we can delete at a future point. This is going to be a little inefficient just for the time being. And we're going to get up multiple stone quarries. Get up 2 stone quarries. Again, make sure you're always building a porter. Now I'll go over the porter and how you can use it. So there's actually accepts, gets, and balance. So balance is cool. When they're below half capacity, they'll go and gather it. And getting, like I said, if you have an industry that needs wood, you'll put them on get, and then he'll go to another porter that's collecting the wood and get it there. Now, right now we have a lot of money being spent, and you can go in the red for a little while. Don't be afraid to go in the red. What we're going to do here is going to be amazing, and we're going to have a lot of stuff. Okay, so the porter yard here, we're going to fill with clay and pottery. Let's do 3 of each. Now we can get that all stored. And also the market has access to the majority of these things. You can see these guys both hit the market. So, and the granary also hits the market. This is a really nice, tight setup. And we're going to set our imports to 200 stone for a bit. I got a little ambitious. We're just going to let it all build up. They have nowhere to deliver their stone. Because we need to get this porter up. Now, another thing you're going to get is called the Royal Oversight. So the Royal Oversight is something I overlooked tremendously. You can use your family and advisors to increase the productivity of areas and industries. You can see here, it will do all industry. So if I put it like right here, for instance, in the middle, it will expand. So what we're going to do is put one here. We have one oversight person. Confirm. Now we're going to get a little bit of a boost on our farming. That will help us out. And a little bit of boost on our clay production. Now you can get a lot more. And this is the case for nobility and the case for building a palace later on in the game. And we're trying to get this last stone canal up. All right, we're getting some of the roads. So now you can see the herbalist has access. We're back in shape. So we have common homes. These aren't bad. Right now they want access to basic education. I'm going to wait until we get this up, and then I will start expanding into those new needs. But look at that. We're already full of pottery. We can actually start now exporting pottery as a way to counteract how much money we're losing. So what we're going to do is come over here, go to exports, 80 pottery. Yeah, let's start exporting a ton of pottery. And that will help us with our money situation. All right, we have enemies on the march. So they will come here shortly. We have 2 armies. Now, because of the settings I'm using, the combat won't be too difficult. In fact, you can actually attack towns in the game. So if we go to the world map, we see we can actually invade, conquer, have stuff called the Flower Wars. We can send spies, we can negotiate with other towns, and we'll get into some of that in a little bit. Now, typically when the enemy attacks, they will always come from that same direction, so I just kind of chill. And then once I figure out where they are, I build up a few little defensive structures just to intercept any enemies coming from that direction. All right, here are the enemies. We can go to the invasion point right here. So they are going to come from over this yonder direction to the east. We're just going to click on our guys and redeploy them over here. And they will chill. And you can actually upgrade your units. There's a spear captain. There's actually schools. We can create quite the impressive army. Nutrition is poor right now. We're working on that. All right, here they are. So yeah, we already got 3 of them. And what will happen is you can capture these individuals from combat. So it is actually kind of important to have some combat. Otherwise, you have to invade towns to capture individuals to sacrifice in your festivals. So there's this massive... There's a lot. There's a whole calendar festival thing. So eventually we'll get into holding parties for the gods. We'll get into religion. All of them feel neglected right now. We'll get into that. We got our military tab. Services. It's got a lot of great information to help you fine-tune your city. It's really cool. So over here, we can increase taxes. We're just going to keep them at 15%. Eventually, we'll actually decrease them. You can even see the age structure of your entire town, what the total pop is, what they think of you, how many are working, how many are slaves, how many don't have jobs, how many are homeless, how many are elderly, children, women, men. And then over here, we can actually even increase the wages of our labor and employment and decrease if we feel so. So there's a lot of control in this game. I really like it, actually. It reminds me a lot of Pharaoh. I used to play Pharaoh, and that's a blast in the past. That just told you guys how old I am. So I was playing Pharaoh when I was a kid, and that game was so cool. This kind of reminds me of all the things I liked about Pharaoh, but with a lot more control and a modern interface and UI system. So we're going to keep trekking along. Okay, we got a good market thing going. We got some captives. Some of the raiders, Solar City, have been captured by our troops, so now we can sacrifice them. All right, we're taking on a little bit of debt, but we're going to get out of it soon. We're going to stop the imports of stone. Let's look at that porter yard. Now we have the stone. We just got a big trade. I always do this. You kind of do want to take it slow. I just really wanted to get that cistern up. So what we're going to do is recognize the mistake that was made. And we're going to cancel this portion of it so that we can focus the stone on getting the buildings up. And then once we get our own stone up over here, we'll get it going. It's just taking a little bit longer than I thought it would. Sometimes trade can be kind of weird and that it just takes time. But we are exporting a lot of pottery. In fact, let's start exporting more pottery. Helping with the debt, you can see we're going back. And there we go. Now we're almost out of debt. So we're starting to get short on workers. I feel pretty good about expansion at this point. So we're just going to do the exact same setup here. A 1-tile gap in between everybody. We're just going to use a basic road this time. Remember to do the fruit gardens. This just really helps. Always good to have extra fruit. And we'll do small gardens here. And you can see we're still hitting the gardener down there. Is a good range. And there's 27. Not bad. Okay, we got some more workers now. That is a beautiful thing. And we got the stone we need to get this porter up finally. Boom. Now we have stone for days. There we go. Okay, now stone is not going to be an issue. Now what we want to do, and this is the thing I was talking about, is we want to put him to getting stone now. So he will go up and he will grab stone from up here. This is one of the most important things to know about the game. It's probably going to be the difference between you having a good experience and a bad experience. Is just knowing that you need to actually tell them to go get stuff. So now we have stone locally, so the masons can do repairs. We can build better. The logistics system is pretty important to understand. We're a little in debt, but we're going to be out of it soon. Got a good tax collector here. We're going to get some monies over here. So now we can factor in the fact that we have stone. So let us finally get this project going. I want to get water up here. And here in education, we're going to build our first school. Now this is going to be the administrative side of things. I'm going to actually place it right here, however, in case I want to put a road and something else in here. So let's get that schooling going. And I just kind of actually realized we need to raise this and have a road because we're going to extend our agriculture this way. Okay. We kind of have a gist of things. So I say we continue to get our food system in check. I'm thinking, do I want to do the farm hut here? Do I want to do the farm hut over there? We do have a road here, so it would make sense. Yeah, so let's continue. And we're going to use the exact same setup we used down there. So 9 tiles. That's it. And maze. Pretty straightforward. I kind of like it. It's just very easy to do. Okay, a little bit of expansion there. We'll get those fields going. Still within view of this granary here, so that's perfect. We got the education. We almost got this cistern up, but there looks to be one thing just missing. Yeah, looks like down here. Need a little bit more. And I think we need a little bit more stone action. We're probably going to need a lot of stone. So we'll just continue to get some more guys here. There we go. Already got the water flowing in. So the more food types you have, the better your nutrition is. And basically what it's saying to us is, hey, maybe grow something else. Or maybe go get fish. Or maybe do this. Now, we may have fish over here. Yeah, it's showing we have some green fish here. So let's turn this into a fishing spot. Why not? Do that. And then this granary back here, which does hit this area. Pull a little bit out of fruit. And we'll put that into fish. Pull a little bit out of maize. We'll put that into meat. Now, for meat, you can do turkeys, or you can go over here to the military section and do hunter lodges. And these are pretty dope. So it looks like we can get one up here. And you can only have as many of these as there are these like green little icons here, right? So you can't do too many of them. There's a limited supply. But I would think that 2 of these guys would serve us very well right now. We'll speed that up. So we have a spot for meat, we have a spot for fish, we got maize, we got fruit, and we'll kind of go into more food types here in a second. So right now, you can already tell, pretty vibrant economy. It's mainly food. And like I said, if you get a cistern next to a canal, it will fill it as well. So we may have to do that up at these upper parts. You can see you don't even need a lake, but we have one. And let's send these guys back. So right now, the houses, they want access to diversion. That's basically they want a dancer. All right, it says we're in debt. We're fine. Don't worry about it. So we're going to get the alcove up. So the alcove also can impact the farms. And the farmers also like the diversion, but we'll only be able to hit a few of them here. That's okay. Now I want a road going this way. Go. We'll get this up for our guys right now. Focus on getting better taxes, more people into these common areas. And we're about to get the cistern up now, finally. We may even want to get up more masons. I find it's just rather annoying sometimes. You just don't have enough people out there building. There we go. We got it. Boom. So now that this is going to become a basin, and this is necessary to get the cleanest water. Now we have a basin hitting all these buildings, even some of the farms out here. We're in good shape. This is going to help us with a lot of health issues. So their health is high because they have access to the basin. And now we're going to expand pretty rapidly. So now we got to talk about religion. So they want access to religion. Everybody wants access to religion, in fact. So let's see. A little bit of religion down here wouldn't hurt. Religion down here. And another thing too is they want symmetry. So it says weak has good. Basically what that means is they want flat areas around it. This area has strong symmetry. So if we place it right here, what we immediately want to do, and I'm going to give you some good pointers because I've screwed up a lot of designs, is the mosaics. Now it's important to note you need stone roads in order to connect basins and water supplies. They don't travel through the plazas or the mosaics. So you do want at least the stone roads to be stone roads. Though you could technically place the mosaics over it. I would really suggest you don't. So we're going to fill in this whole area, even this spot over here, with some stuff. And this will give us strong symmetry. There we go. So now it's a nice, quaint little area that's going to give people what they want. Right now they have everything they need for the moment, so they'll start upgrading. And we're doing beautifully over here. Eventually we'll start reclaiming the swampland and pushing farming out a bit more. I just realized this might actually line up perfectly. Yep, we'll just have to destroy the one stone. That's it. We can keep moving. Perfect. All right. Don't worry about the debt. We're going to get out of it. But let's start getting up stone roads. Everywhere, in fact. since we have so much stone. I want to get it up. Let's start small like that, and we'll go crazy later. We're going to need to continuously kind of push out the aqueduct system as well. So we're going to need more of these, right? Move it out over there. That way we can expand upward. We'll need more, basins, all that jazz. I'll also most likely want to move it over this way at some point. Have a connecting aqueduct system to get the basin going. We have a strong lake right now, though, so it's been really nice. You can see here we have ample room for a lot of religious activities. And most importantly, enemies on the march, okay? Got 3 different captains, got a good force. You'll want to utilize your road systems early to do things like this. Make sure you have access. There we go. Yeah, let's get that up. So this is great. We got lots of stone coming in. I'm feeling pretty good about myself right now. All right, food is stabilized. Everything is stabilizing. Our monetary system is stabilizing. We're in golden shape. Oh, crap. Look at that. They came from over here. They're mixing it up. Yeah, and they will. So let me actually kind of explain something really cool about this game that I just realized I didn't tell you. Everyone has stats. So they have labor, craft, not just that, healers. So this guy's a farmer laborer, so he's leveling up there. There are tons of different stats. This gentleman over here is build, labor, crafting. So you really don't want to lose your people. They have a lot of value that they gain. So make sure that they don't, hurt your peeps. They're fighting over here. I don't know what they're doing. I can't see a thing. I'm pretty sure we got them. Okay, we were victorious. Very good. All right, see that? We're getting all that stone up now. This is beautiful. And so now we have our cisterns centralized, right? Meaning we're going to have good basins. So we got this center area, so we'll be building houses on either side of this, just kind of going along with the motions, building out, having our agriculture. So my last one, like I had a mega city over here, and my agriculture over here, and they had to run to go get food, and it was just a mess. You really want to keep your agriculture and everything with your cities just side by side. It's just so clean. Man, look how much stone we have. Okay, we need to start utilizing a little bit more of this action. So at this point, we shouldn't really be doing anything that's not stone. All our roads should be stone. Look at that, we got a bit of fish coming in. See where we're at. Yeah, we got a little meat, got a little fish action. That's helping with nutrition. Now we can start putting things like herbologists and gardeners over here. They'll have a much wider range of all the houses around them. And I'm just going to keep doing stone. We're going to hold off with this. Let's get the farming completely up. Now I need to do a little thinking here. Now, all you have to do, because I may not have to do it here, all you have to do to get a canal to run off of a cistern is just place it right here, and it will fill out. I'm just going to show you that it works. I may not have to do it. It looks like we have one of the strongest. Sometimes you don't get a strong lake like this. You get like a really weak river. You get this, this little thing. Right now we have a strong lake filling this all in, so we may not even need to do what I was planning on doing. But I want to show you how to do it if you're in this situation, okay? So you see it's filling up? That's all you have to do is connect it. This little spot right here, and it will fill in. All right, so we need 9 tiles. Oh, we were so close. There we go. There's our 9. Our maze, like that. Okay, so we have our gaps. Let's keep just going up with the canal. And this is where the stone road's gonna be. We'll likely need to delete this and kind of reset it up. They're saying unemployment is becoming a problem. Well, let's see what we need right now. They want a plaza. Okay, they want a little bit more dancing and diversion. They like dancing. I don't get it. Ooh, right here is actually the perfect place. I was wondering what we're going to do with this because I'm like, we're going to put housing. Symmetry is weak. So remember, these people like symmetry. So let's build the site out first to make sure that it's a good fit. Roads come down. All right, we're going to build this section out a little bit better. So this is the we need to kind of hyper-focus this part. I mean, this is going to be a little scary because we won't have access to our stone for a second. Actually, let's make it not scary, right? We do have this. No, I kind of want to go... we can delete it. We can delete it. Yeah. I want to make sure that they have access to the stone before I delete all this, though. There we go. Now we can get rid of this and put the farming in. But there you are. That's how that all works. I just wanted to show you. I said I would. I may not have to use that trick after all. Maybe I will. Like I said, these things do have kind of like a distance I've noticed, but this is a great lake. It looks like this lake's just full of water. We may actually have to do it on over here though. That's true. But I could pull the aqueduct down throughout this area and come to the back. Yeah, we'll probably have to use it if we reclaim that area. So what I want to do here is put the well dipper right here. Now this is really important too. You need to have a stone road connection to the cistern. Yeah, this has a stone road connection. If it doesn't have a stone road connection, it won't flow out to the street and into the basin. So you gotta have that road connection. So now you can see it's upgrading. It wasn't upgrading before until I got that road connection. All right, do a road connection. Oh, you know what? This might be it. Is have an aqueduct going this way. There we go. Oh man, I just got one of those brilliant ideas. So if we ever have a water or drought issue over here, this could all go to crap. Okay, but if I do this, boom, stone canal, go right by it. Accidentally just put an aqueduct under there. Okay, yeah, this is worth it. This is worth it. This is called future proofing right here. And we got our little staircases. Perfect. Oh man, I love it when a plan comes together. This is gonna look so nice. There we are. And now we have a road connection over here. This just won't be a farm. That's fine. Also keep in mind your well dippers will put out fires. So we're gonna put it right here. Enemies on the march. We may need to attack the city that's attacking us. You can pretty much stop them from attacking you all the time. This is looking sharp though. I think what we really need right now though is probably another order and okay, yeah, they're coming from this direction still. We gotta be real careful because they will start hurting our people. Yeah, I gotta think. I think we might want to get some more masons up. I'm noticing it's taking a little too long. And masons are kind of cool to place in strategic areas. So, I mean, let's keep this area kind of for productivity, right? Let's do 2 porters. We're going to do a great little project over here. We're going to do 2 porters. We're going to do 2 mason yards. And let's get some wood action going on over here too. So we'll do a thing for timber to accept. We'll have a local source of timber. Clay, we'll just tell them to get it since we have a super clay area. We could actually produce some clay over here because we do have access, but we'll just have them get it for now. And then stone, I want this just to be a crazy stone place. And it's a good spot for our masons. They'll have access to all that material. There we go, look at that. Got our next cistern up. Enemies beaten. Like I said, I kind of just don't even pay attention because I always typically win. Got some captives. Banned. Sometimes I'll just leave the army out, but I notice they get a little upset if you do that. So, oops. Now you can see I think it's starting to tip out, but with this we'll be good. Yeah, there we go. Now it's still flooding. Now the question I have is, should I run a canal like right here, connect them? I know I should. I know that the answer is yes. But at the same time, maybe I should run it on the backside. Like I said, I'm just trying to future-proof. Let's get up more farms. And I think for these gents, we should get up another granary. Yes, right here. Look at that. That's perfect. That's awesome, actually. We've got a granary there, granary here. And these granaries will be in range of all the markets that we place in our housing area. Now we're going to do chili. So that's enough for 335 pop. That's really not a lot. But they probably won't just eat chili, so let's try 2 of those. 2 chilies. Over here, we'll do 1 of each, and 4 chilies. There we go. And we'll play around that in a bit. There we go. We got a basin, a basin. This is great. But this is what I realized when I was designing last time, is keep your city and your farming kind of really close. Like, don't have a giant square farm here and then a giant city over here. Because then your granaries have to run all the way over there to get food. But right now, all my food is literally locally sourced. It's right down the street. And honestly, doing balanced on things like maize and all of this, in fact, right? If we just go balanced on all of it, it's really wise. That way they're all just kind of sharing and making sure that the food is within access of all the markets. They'll just do balance. Okay, so we're lacking timber. They have nowhere to deliver the timber. We have it right here, my friend. Oh, he doesn't have a road. Got no road. We're going to do stone. we go. Yeah, this actually worked out. This is going to be the way we do this part. This is perfect. There we go. Now we got the timber. Now we got 2 more mason yards helping us build. And yeah, we're definitely going to expand. So we do have a bunch of people who have no jobs. So what you're going to do is going to come to this Chinapa. This will reclaim the land. So we're going to start reclaiming. It's a lot of timber and clay. So let's start cleaning up some of that. And it takes time. So they'll put down Chinapa and then it will mature 100% and you'll completely reclaim the land. It's awesome. All right, so let's focus on our housing again. They want the plaza. So yeah, we got this area out over here. Sorry, I got sidetracked. There's just so many cool things you can do in this game. And the plaza, you can see, hates the symmetry. So what we're going to do is mosaic out this whole area. All right. We'll do 2 tiles on each side over here. This says average. So you can actually see how far it's going out to determine symmetry. It looks like at least 2 tiles in each direction. We're just going to go with average for now. That's good. This will help out a lot. I think. Yeah. He's gonna able to get over here. We're gonna do some herbs over here. We'll do herbs in this corner too. Just herbs anywhere we can. There we go. And then we got a good diversion going on. And they want access to more religion. Okay. So this is where we get into temple time. And you can see the red's kind of increasing, decreasing, right? So I already know this will work. We're just gonna get it up. And same thing. Mosaics behind it. Kind of interesting is they actually build a road around it, just FYI, and you're going to replace all that with mosaic. But I still keep the main roads to move the plumbing. There we go. Okay, so that's going to take a bit. Now, one of the things we're going to need from this, so we need to make a goldsmith. So the goldsmith, we're going to place him down here. He needs cash and timber. So I want to make him, put him in your timber industry area. Now, he creates a good called gold artwork. This is not stored anywhere. It's just brought to the temple automatically. So he's cool. Just let him do his thing down there. But you need to have that goldsmith. It's part of the building requirements, and it's part of celebrations, and it's also part of the upkeep that the temples need. All right, look at that. We got stone farming up here off the rails. Perfect. Look at that. We already did a good job. Already reclaimed all that land. Yeah, we have a lot of people who need work. So, just keep doing it. There we go. Okay, I think that's enough. Ah, we're short on workers and nobles. Time to expand. So the same situation. We actually have an extra tile up here. I'll leave it. So we're going to need a new gardener. I'm going to place him right here. We're likely going to need a lot of new things. So sentry post, get a sweeper, get an herbalist. Oh yeah, sauna. Everybody likes saunas. We're going to get a sauna up right here, central. I'm going to get that up right now. All right, you know the drill. Fruit trees in between the houses, and then a bunch of small gardens. There, 16 or whatever. We'll continue to get these up, but we have enough herbs. That's the most important thing. And we'll just continue to expand out farming as needed. Right now, I think we're doing pretty good. A lot of these people are going to start wanting a product. So let me get into this actually. Not all crops you want water. We may not have had enough points to get it, but we don't have it. There's a certain thing we're going to have to start importing. We may have to go to war for it. Yeah, we don't have it. It's this Mayopa, or it's just, let me get the right word for it. So the brewer requires maguey pulp, okay? We didn't get it when I clicked. I must have accidentally clicked off. You don't always get everything you want. So like we have to basically import it. So you can come over here, and importing is awesome. So we're not going to import clay, stone, or any of that. We'll continue to export. We're not even going to import maize. That's just silly. And we want to make sure we're going down on our arrows. So we want this. We want a lot of this. So we're going to have to import it. A lot of it. Okay. So we do have a pretty decent industry area. We need to get our road system a little bit cleaner down here. Get the road system much cleaner. I think we're going to move some of the woodcutters. Sawyers. Get a bunch out over here. And I mean, you can move them. I'm just going to delete them. There we go. Now over here, what we're going to do is we're going to create 3 brewers and cloth weavers, okay? Both of these are going to use that crop. And most importantly, what we're going to need is another porter yard. Or 2. Let's go to 2. We'll get this industry up. Now, do we have any more royal family? We do not. So we want to get some nobles and a palace up here at some point. Okay, so over here, we're going to tell them to get this stuff. Much of it as they can. And then over here, we're going to store booze. 3 of it. And 3 cloth. All right, perfect. So now we're making booze. We're doing everything we need to do. It's unfortunate that I can't produce it. But that's okay. We'll just import it. It's not a big deal. There we go. Yeah, I think we're going to be able to import a good chunk. And I think we're also going to need another collector here in the design. Yeah, we need another collector. Now remember, the collector is all weird. We're going to place him right here. And we'll do small gardens around him. That should keep him happy. Yeah, whole area there. Perfect. Need to get those herbs so we can keep our health up. We need to get that money coming in. This is looking sharp. Look at that, we got steam baths now. So yeah, even these buildings, all like your herbalists, all these guys, they can all upgrade. So having access to water substantially increases everything here. It's awesome. Okay, the herbalist doesn't upgrade, sorry. Some of these things upgrade, some of them don't. We'll have to dig a little bit into that too. So at this point, we've hit this awesome part of the game where everything just starts coming together. And all of our houses are small. Right now, like I said, we need cloth. Again, you're going to have the issue of your market having access. So the market here does not have access to where the cloth is being stored. So you need a centralized porter. Now, there's a couple of cool ones. We'll get into that. There's a porter stop, which is smaller. And we're going to use this because we can actually fit it. Okay? So he can only do 2, but that's fine. He's just going to do and get cloth. And he's going to get booze. And that will help him facilitate the small market over here. We don't have that. Now, the demands of your small houses are going to be much different from your nobility. The nobility is going to be a specialized region that we set up, and it's going to have a lot more needs. Right now, we're just focusing on our early game economy. And we're at a point now where we can start doing festivals. So we're going to do a reoccurring festival, a small one. And you just click here for reoccurring. You need booze, sacrifice, and money. And that's an easy one for us to do for just cleanliness. And we'll leave it alone for now. We'll come back later. That's a small one we can do right now, just kind of help out. We don't need to do any water god stuff right now because we're doing great. All right, and we're going to do a stone road going this way. I'm going to do a stone road, section that off like that. There we go. We'll just get some of these things a little bit better connected. Yeah, stone road like this. And it's important, you got to realize that these things are connected by roads. We'll do another well dipper right here. Ooh, we got to reclaim some land over here. So we got a bit of a river action going. The swamp. That's okay, we can reclaim it. Let's see if there's anything else out over here. I think it was just that one spot. Oh, that's from me when I made those canals and then got rid of them. Interesting. I didn't know you could do that. We might be able to actually create our own swamp that way. Yeah, I kind of like this too. This little road action here. Perfect. Okay. So now they want access to a barracks in order to upgrade. And the barracks will provide protection. So the barracks, we're going to get up right here in the center. Like I said, this will be shared with a lot of other buildings. That's why I like this setup. We're also going to get up, I think, a granary right here on Get. Bring out food to the other markets. We're going to get up a small market here, a porter yard. Yeah, just a bunch of porter yards. There we go. Road. Okay, so now we have a centralized area. And we're going to want a well dipper right here. There we go. Oh, this is looking good. So pretty much every one of these guys is going to be on some basic getting. Pottery, booze, cloth. All right. Now, we haven't made it yet, but furniture is going to become quite a big deal here soon. We'll actually have to import some other materials. Okay, jewelry. Perfect. I'm going to leave the other guys as they are. And we're just going to go down the line here and just do get on every single thing. Do a little bit more amaze and fruit. We'll just leave it like that. Yeah, a little bit of get. Okay, so you can see we're setting ourselves up for success here. We're going to have another little area like this on the other side here. And the alcove is currently overburdened. Cool. We'll get an alcove up right here. In fact, we'll get 2 of them. They're in that much demand later in the game. And these will hit a good chunk of houses. They won't hit these guys over here, but they'll hit these. That's because of the way that roads work. You'd actually be surprised how many of these alcoves you need. It gets a little crazy. Let's do another one right over here. And I think it's time to just go a little nuts. So we're just going to spam a few of these temples. 1 to each god. Fill in that backside with some stuff. Now, they're not going to be perfect temples, but that's okay. They'll do a good job. And right here, you can see, this is great. We're bringing in the booze and the cloth. It's giving us access in our marketplaces. So we have a large house. So now they need furniture. So this is going to become an issue. And this is actually like one of the last things you need too, so this is great. So furniture is created by the furnisher. Pretty silly. There we go. Get those guys going. So what we're going to need here is timber and obsidian. So over here, what we want to do is slap that down. And let's do gets obsidian. Slap that down to 80. And let's do this as a place to store furniture as well. Now to get obsidian, we will have to trade for it. So let's pump that down to 120. And let's say, hey, get me some obsidian. Oh, wait. Let's pump this up to 200. Obsidian at 80. And let's start exporting more pottery. Now we're way in the positive. We're doing great. And we're going to get some furniture up here. So let me think. They're getting, yeah, cloth and that. This guy right here, he's going to get furniture. And I think that will be, I think they have access. Yeah, they do. The market. No, it doesn't actually. Does the market here? Okay. We'll have to find out. We'll play it by ear. I think we're going to get up another small market right here so that it has access to all this stuff over here. It's just, yeah, you can see that there's just not a good range, but this will have access, I think, to these gents. That will give us what we need. We still got this granary here. I think we're just going to do balance across the board. This guy's getting for sure, though. We're almost at 3,000 pop. This is beautiful. I think food's starting to get a little sketchy, but we're okay for now. And right now it's primarily, yeah, just the furniture that's holding us back. Oh, look at that, man. We're getting some good meat action out here. Awesome. We were able to get some obsidian. So now we're going to start making furniture. That sped up. Might need to get another trade post up. Yeah, let's get another trading post up over here. Okay, so what I'm thinking we do is we got this nice little spot over here that requires very little effort. Is we use it. Perfect. And we grow out something we haven't, like the cacao trees. Let's do the whole thing. Enough for 345. Okay, yeah. And let's do the roads all the way across. Go. Now, cotton's needed for the nobles. We'll get into that later. This just creates timber. We don't really need it. We got plenty. I think I'm gonna just do some more maize. There we go. But yeah, we should be utilizing that since it's free. All right, we got a fancy cottage here. They have no complaints. Down here, they want access to clean water. At some point, I am going to need to do a little bit of a reach to go this direction. We're also going to need paper. I can get that there, get paper there, get paper back here. Be the logical choice. This road back here. All right, it's time. We should actually get a cistern right here, too. The road. Get a well dipper here. We're going to need access to that water. All right, here we're going to go a little crazy. We're going to go a little crazy here. We're going to use a new design-ish. We're going to double it up. Wait, sorry, that is not what I wanted to do. Hold on a tick. Okay, we're going to do it like that, just like we were doing before. Yeah, honestly, you really just can't beat this design. We're just going to have him side by side like that. There we go. Boom, boom. The only difference is up here, we'll have a little bit more room. All right. We're going to need potentially several gardeners here. We'll do 2. And we're going to do the fruit garden in between everybody. All right, so fruit trees between everything. And then herbs away. Crazy is how far away the herb gatherer will go. So he's a little too far from down here. That's fine. We'll just get a gardener down here. Not a big deal. All right. And then up here, we'll have ourselves a nice little herbologist, dentist, sentry post, a sweeper, and we'll put a couple of little religious buildings back here. There we go. Fill the rest in with the mosaic. Perfect. That will get this area up. Lickety split. We got the market right here for everybody. Got the water supply here and over here that hits all the houses. Perfect. And this is actually like right where you want it. Right where you want it. You're not too far away. You're not too close. And then your nobles can go all the way up in the top here. And this might be right where it's perfect. But we can keep pushing down and bringing water in. No problem. We got water here too. All right, we're lacking timber. Just get up a couple more timber guys right here. We have a storage yard for it, so we're in good shape. And let's get the canals up and get some farms going. I think we're just going to do more maize. Actually, hold up. This would be a good location for the cotton. Get both of those up. Let's do cotton beds. Okay, yeah, cotton beds. Just like that. We're going to need these for the nobles. The nobles are going to be in this area. And right here, I think... Actually, yeah, I should keep that. Right here is where the canals are going to connect. Yeah, that's great. We can backfill it with the cistern. Probably don't even need to do that, but there it is. All right, we have fancy houses. So we maxed out the entire residential area here. This is a perfect residency. Everything over here is good. They want sweepers. They want all that jazz. Those are getting up. We got the sentry. We got the sweeper. Had to let them kind of do their thing. Most likely what we're going to do are like a bunch of temples up here that are going to hit all the houses, and then the nobles on the other side. I kind of feel like, though, partly need more peasants. I don't know. And so we have the cotton there. What we're missing is storage for it. So once again, do a porter yard right here. Okay, this is just going to be purely cotton. I'll just have all the cotton stored there. Perfect. And then down here, get a cloth weaver. Yeah, my bad, actually. Yeah, cloth weaver. Get 2 of them right there. Get a road up and around that. So we'll do cotton. All right, yeah. So what these will do is they'll create cotton buds, and those cotton buds will come over to a cloth weaver, and then they will become cotton. That's just the way the cookie crumbles with this. So you got the... Oh, not the cloth weaver, sorry. I always mix those two up. My bad. You want the cotton weaver. There we go. So you can see these gents here. Ooh, they're a little out of range. Okay. We're going to need to reorganize. Let's get rid of those gents there. Let's just clean this all up real quick. We're going to get the sawyers out right here anyway. It's a better spot for them. We'll get the cotton weavers. They need to be in range. They are. Of these gents here. They need to be green. Okay, they are. Ooh, that's just there. Look at that. You go one tile over. This didn't highlight yellow. So that is exactly where it needs to be. All right, one danger to this zone is we have no roads going down. I'm gonna mix it up here. Let's have a connecting road system. There we go. And we're gonna mix it up a bit. This is overkill, but then we're gonna do another canal like this. Let's just get this all up. All right, we did get that extra trade post up. We gotta select our trade partner. So this is our other trade partner. And I think we're gonna just import a little bit more of this to make cloth and alcohol. I'll leave him alone for now, but it's good to have another trade. Yeah, same guy we're trading from, but just a little bit more action. All right, we're making enough furniture for everybody. So over here, what do they want? Education. Okay. That's easy. Okay, so education, if we put it here, we'll hit every single person. Ba-boom. The gardener over here is complaining he doesn't have enough soil. Okay, we'll do a large garden there. Then we'll do smalls. Get him to stop complaining for a bit. The tax collector is going to be the other issue. We got a collector who's hitting everyone over here. We'll need another collector over here. Right. You can see the ranges on these guys are pretty impressive. So, collector right there. Now they all have education. Bunch of temples. It's the nobility who are the hardest, and so we'll get in that in a bit. Do have our granary here. Okay. I'm going to kind of go a little crazier on the maze there. Perfect. All right. So we're having a little bit of issue. We'll see if this works or not. If it doesn't, we'll have to connect it. We'll connect it right here. And let's bring a road so they can repair things. We'll connect the canals right here to each other. It might work. Might not, otherwise we'll have to get the cistern involved. But this is where you're gonna need a cistern for these back areas. Oh yeah, it won't work. We can pull that around back here, it's not a problem. It's gonna be a big project. Oh, look at that, we already got a fancy house. So they've pretty much got everything they need. I'm gonna delete and replace this gardener. He's having an issue. All right, so I'm gonna place the gardener right here. We'll see if that fixes it. There we go. Back in business. Alright, so the gods are getting all pissy. They do this. This is what they do. So it's time to make the gods happy. The way we're going to do this is just by getting out a temple for every single one of them. Alright, so the only temple we have up right now is to the first god. So we're going to go just down the line, giving each of them range, okay? Alright, one more. You gotta get this area out. Let's space this up a bit. That. Road. Okay. It's gonna be our road system. Alright. There we go. We're gonna use alcoves on the corners here just because I can. And we're gonna just make the rest of this pretty. This is a lot of mosaic. This is a lot of clicking. Now keep in mind, I'm trying to keep the, you know, the stone roads around everything perfect. Just for pathing around the temples, I'm going to replace it. Okay, that was a lot of work. We got it now. So we're going to let them get to it. It's a lot of temples. We're definitely going to need a lot of stuff now. So let's come down. We're going to need... I mean, we got the brewers here. Let's get a couple more brewers. And definitely more goldsmiths. Get 2 of those up. Get going. Probably need some more sawyers. Just because a little bit more wood action going on down here. Maybe one should suffice. Okay, I think we're good there. That's nice. And we're going to need more booze coming in. We're going to import that up to 200. Okay, 2 more brewers. Let's get a road zipping around back there. And we'll get 2 more goldsmiths on the same side. That should help out. Let's pull this road all the way up. 6. Perfect. Alright, so we got our industry area. It's got all these workers that are coming down to work here. This is great. One thing we do need, though, is this stone road to come across and connect. That way these workers, these people over here can come. Job sites over here. And I think what we're going to do is get out one more mason yard over here. Just a couple more people helping out. Is this connected? It looks like we are connected here. Nope, that's a dirt road. Delete that dirt road and then put up the stone canal. That's what the whole time. No biggie. Perfect. All right, stone canal going. Because these are this is connected, so we should be able to help each other out here. Now, one thing I'm realizing now is I need to get another cistern out over here. Thinking right here. So let's get the aqueduct out. Round. Go. Stone road. Okay, we'll have a stone road system like that. Perfect. Make sure people can get out and around. We'll need this for the nobles. Nobles are going to be over here. We're going to have a massive walled-in area. So they want access to better diversions. Not a big deal. I think we need to get this area out a lot more than it is. I do have some stone over here that creates an issue. Not too... Oh, nice. Not too bad. So we'll get this kind of all mapped out. The important thing is these granaries are not too far away from the other granaries. That's kind of what I was getting at. Is I had like a granary over here that was trying to get stuff over here. This is where the issues arise. So just keep your granaries close to each other. Keep your logistics dialed in and sharp. Perfect. All right, we got a back cistern over there. Get the well dipper right next to it. I'm gonna put the well dipper right here. So they want alcohol. They want herbs too. These guys all want something. Guy wants jewelry. Yeah, gold artwork. Each one wants something different. So here's the temple to the spring, and this is the, of course, for the aqueduct. So this is kind of cool. So you can literally just take water out of this thing, which I think is neat. That actually might be the solution. I don't know if we need to have... Let's see. Marks the source. So if I put this here in the middle, see if that works. Eventually, cistern would need to come here. Let's get this up. Let's see what this does. We can always connect it if that's the way it is. That's cool. I just think it's neat to have it in the center of everything. Alright, missed a few little spots back here. Goes up. Yeah, this is actually looking like a pretty cool little spot right here. These guys don't have money. One thing we need to do is make sure that we're taxing everybody. So, yeah. I don't think we were. Let's just get another collector up right here. You need a collector. If they need money, they have to get it from the collector. So that's how that works. And over here, we have this collector. Just get another collector up right here in the center. Look at that. It has access to access to so much stuff. Relief collector. Yeah. And these guys need access to a market. Ah, I see. We can put a market. We're going to need a market for the other houses, so we'll put a market right here. And let's put a porter right here. I don't think the granary... Oh, the granary can hit it. Cool. But we'll put this porter here to help out. Road. Nice. We're getting up all these temples. This is great. We're going to push this to 10,000 pop. So we're going to need a few more houses than what we got going on here. We may even need some new industries, but we got the population for it. Starting to lack stone. Alright, I think we should do some stone industry here. Like, simply because of the way the populations work, you know? So, let's just do 2 porters right there. And stone quarries. And we're going to have the stone quarries on the backside. Because they're ugly, and they don't like it. We'll keep it kind of out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. These porters will have access to it. Yeah, they can hit all these guys back here. Perfect. Looks like we have access right here, so let's do that. We need a road connecting these 2 areas. Perfect. Always awesome to be able to have a little bit of industry inside your city. We need 71 stone. Yeah, that's the main reason we don't have stone. This Temple of the Spring is just absolutely bonkers. Alright, so we're full up on cotton. That's good. We'll need it for the nobility. So we're just kind of dotting our I's right now. There we go. We got that going. Perfect. So this cistern right here is just keeping everything flowing. Oh, we're having that same issue again with the gardener back here. Being such a jerk. Just get a bunch of gardens back here. There we go. They have nowhere to deliver their herbs. Oh, that's the problem he's having. Okay. Well, that's an easy solution. Create another herbalist down here. Get a road going. Keep it all nice and neat, right? Let's actually not do this. Do it like that for now. This road coming down. Alright, I think we're in a good spot. So let's start getting out the next housing area. Like I said, we gotta go at least to 10,000 pop. It's the principle of the matter. Gotta have that cool mega city. And we have a road. I think we have a road over here. Let's take a road up. This. Perfect. Now they have access to the industry area over here, so these people can come over here to work. It's a pretty short jaunt. That going. Perfect. Alright, we'll continue out over here. Get all those houses up just like that. Get our road around it. Now we're going to play the gardener game. So we can place a gardener. I'm going to place one right here. Fruit trees in between all the houses. Now remember, we're doing this because it drops fruit right into the house, which is really awesome. Got a market right here, should hit everybody. And then small gardens. Alright, so that's 16. That is 30 right there. So this lower area here, I mean, we could do timber. We could just do trees here, but also the Stella. Yeah, I'll do a Stella in the middle. Now the ball court, you only get to place this once, and you want to make sure you do a good job with it. Thinking right here is a superb spot. Weak symmetry though. Okay. Maybe, let's see, if I place it here, it pretty much hits everywhere. Yeah, you want it to have awesome symmetry. And your nobles aren't gonna, your nobles are like, you don't need like a bajillion of them, to be honest. You can easily overdo the nobles. Let's hold off on the ball court. So for this gent here, we're gonna have him on get furniture, cloth, booze, pottery, and we'll leave him there for now. Those are the things we need. All right, and a lot of these guys, they want timber. There we go. Yeah, we're gonna need to get timber. That will help out with the development. This is awesome. Yeah, the goldsmiths are going good. I think potentially we should get some more furniture, because every single building upgrade requires that, even the nobles. So your housing, your nobles, they all like that stuff. Stone production needs some help. Let's see. Nowhere to deliver stone. Okay, cool. So, yeah, massive stone halls here. There we go. There's a lot to build. I'm just going to let them get to it. But this is looking really nice right now. We got a good thing go. Oh, look at that. Almost there with the Temple of the Spring. At the heart of the city over here. We're at 4,000 pop. So this is sweet. We're getting up our bottom area. We just got to give a little bit of stone action. Got some nice place for some other things over here. And I'm trying to think how we want to do this. This is all gravy over here. So far we're pretty decent on food. We're not having nutritional issues because we have a good variety of food items coming in. Oh, it's up. Almost. No. We need 24 more. Okay, we're going to get there. We're in the 5th phase of our massive temple. We're actually about to beat the game, but I told you, we're not stopping. We're gonna go crazy. Nowhere to deliver stone? You got a place right there? They have to build the roads out. So this is the biggest, the biggest issue you're gonna have is just make sure your roads are built. And look at our wonderful city. Beautiful. Immaculate. It looks like we got a swamp. Okay, sometimes you have to do a couple passes on the swamp. So just keep going, right? And let's get all this up. Yeah, we'll get this back part now. We just want to quickly make sure. Yeah, you can even reclaim the water, so you gotta be kind of careful. We probably didn't want to do that, but whatever. We can fix it. All right, look at that. Temple of Springs. Structure is intact. So, this is the million-dollar question. I don't think it is bring itself. It looks like we have to bring it in. So, let's see. If we do an aqueduct, we can test it. It doesn't look like it's going to work, but let's find out. I'm so curious. I've never built this before. If not, we'll just, pull in the water. All right, I'm going to switch some stuff up over here. We're going to pull in timber, clay, and stone. And we're going to be getting on the timber clay. And the rest of this will be stone. Let's get some masonry over here. Get 2 masons up over here. I just feel like things are going too slow for us. And we may not have masons that are over in this area connected. But yeah, we'll get 1 mason up. Symmetry here is divine. Symmetry here is now divine. Look at that. And do we have any extra nobles? Nope. All right, so yeah, nobility, we need to get up. Look at that. Look at that beautiful coverage. This is the best city I've built. It's so nice. We even got some of the farmers out over here. So you can see we got ourselves a small cottage. We can actually upgrade these. They want access to education. They want to learn how to read and stuff. Super lame. All right. Get these people some books. That will hit some of them. All right. See, this is an issue for me because in order to get them reading, I gotta sacrifice something. Oh man, I have some better ideas now. Always have better ideas. Okay. In between this area here, we're gonna make the sacrifice. We're gonna make a sacrifice. This is a great spot for a school. And let's see what we can do here. They want access to clean drinking water. All right, we'll put the well dipper right over here. Get a road down. These gents over here, they want access to a sweeper. So let's make sure we got all the basic healing stuff. So sweeper, no sweeping, right here. I don't think these guys had access down there. Let's just, let's get a sweeper here. Let's get a dentist, and let's get a sentry post all right here. And you know what? Let's get another herbalist right here. And an additional sauna. You'd be surprised. They love saunas. Let's get another sauna. And you got to keep in mind that there is a demand, okay? So you can, yeah, so the steam baths you can see, way more needed. The dentist, we actually did need a new dentist. We need another plaza. They're getting overwhelmed. Our industry down here is looking pretty sharp. So, like I was just saying earlier, the hard part's going to be the nobles. We should probably start trying to get them up since it's going to take the longest. That will be renovated. But for the nobles, we're going to get a little crazy. We're going to need a lot of stone, so I want to get this up first. Let's just do a balanced on stone, so they'll actually go get some stone mason yards. There we go. We won. And we're not stopping. We're not stopping. Economy has not hit 1 million. We have a lot more to do. Ooh, back here. Back here. We need to reclaim. Yeah, we need to reclaim all this land. All right, let's get up a road right here. We're getting a little far away from our crops here. I'm getting a little antsy. Might want to do some more housing over here. Yeah, we're actually starting to run really low on stone from all these awesome projects. Yeah, they want diversion now. They want dancers. Give them an alcove right here. And that will give us the fancy cottages. I want fancy cottages for all. There we go. Cool, we have looks like we have an upgraded mason's yard right there. Perfect. Okay, we got some more stone going now. We have no residents living here. What's interesting is it says we need more people. Alright, we got plenty of space. Cleaning up the zone up top. I think things are coming along nicely. Ooh, clay. We're hurting. Alright, we'll get another thing of clay right there. Get a road down to it. Gotta make sure we have enough clay. Alright, yeah, so it does not have any access to water. So we gotta bring it in. I was hopeful. That was my mistake. Okay, so here's the dealio. I need to bring some water this way. Thinking we're gonna do this. There we go. Make sure we bring roads down, out like that. Way we can expand easier. Gonna get it all up. All right, beautiful. Now, a lot of what we're gonna be doing is stone related. I'm gonna get up 2 more quarries back here. We actually have the river down here, a lake down here, yeah. And go fishing. Wouldn't be a bad idea, actually. Fish would be pretty cool. Let's do a road. A road down here. And then we're gonna need to reclaim some land. Reclaim this area here. We're gonna have a small little fishing village here at some point. I think we're gonna have to do some more town down here to keep the design intact. And I think we need more stone quarries. Put one here, one right here. Yeah, a lot of the renovations right now are requiring stone too. That's kind of hurting us. Let's give it some time to build. All right, look at that stone pouring now. Looks like clay is still a little weak. Nice, we can get one more clay right there. Let me get a clay right here, close to water. Perfect. Get 2 more clay, that should help. Making good progress on the aqueduct system here. It's getting really freaking close. All right, I think I'm gonna destroy this whole forest because I can't see a darn thing. I can't see anything there. And we got trees over here, so this is perfect for our paper industry. We don't need this. Oh, look at him go, man. Freaking crazy. That all cleared out. I think we probably need a little bit more hunting lodges. Get 2 of those up. Finish off the road here. Probably pull it over at some point. All right, we're gonna run a road like this and over. Yeah, that's perfect. And I think we're gonna go crazy. I know I say that a lot, but this time I mean it. I go bananas. Okay, here, here, a road. Okay, do it like this. I just realized this is wrong. Let's get rid of that. Okay, got the road there. There we go. Get that going right there. All right, granary. So this granary isn't too far away. It's just down the street. That's a nice spot for it. So we're gonna do a granary right here. I'm gonna do a porter right here. We're gonna do a small market. Gotta do it centrally located. Okay. Get up a road system. Little connectors help with the market spread. And this isn't a bad little spot in the middle here. Now we're hurting for a plaza. So the plaza right here would hit a lot of the houses that need it. Do plaza. Over here. Herbalist. Dentist. Sentry post. Right here. Sweeper. Right, and the gardener. We can literally put this anywhere. Put it right here. Get the fruit gardens between all the houses. Alright, and then we're gonna go crazy. Herb gardens for all. So that's at 30 to 30. Let's get another gardener right back here. Perfect. Alright, let's get this area up. So the porter, he is gonna bring in timber, pottery, booze, cloth, and furniture. Granary, they're just gonna bring in everything. And these will definitely be getting. Okay, couple maize, couple fruit, bingo. Alright, let's get that population up. Ooh, something just happened here. We accidentally connected it the wrong way. Okay, get rid of that. Well, that's weird. What did I do? It was all fine until about right here. And it cut out. I see. Right, we gotta get rid of this. Alright, we'll see if this works. Might not. We actually have another cistern right here. And get a well dipper right here. These houses. Alright, these trees are making it difficult for me. We're gonna get rid of them. There we go. Now I can see. There we go. Looks like this will work. The condition here is 56. That's not good. Get a road. There we go. Alright, that's up. We just gotta get this last piece. We're back in business. That probably hurt us a lot more than I realized too. Alright, we need a collector over here. I'm gonna put him right dead center. Make sure that he's pretty forever. Get some mosaic around him. Alright, there we go. Nice. Now we got the temple. The Wada. Alright, and they want access to more religion. Get one dude up right there. Could have a well dipper right here. Always good to have more. Let's get a road here. And then another well dipper right here. There we go. Gotta make sure we have that water. And we got a good system. Or a little bit of a leapfrog action going on. Yeah, they want access to clean water right now. So definitely have to get this guy upgraded. He's right next to a cistern with road access. Same over here, road access. Road access. You gotta make sure that I connected a road piece here, so we got road access. Oh, food's going down. Got some maize. All right, another farm right here. Maize as well. Get up a little bit of farming action. I don't know if we're too far away from the granary over here. No, we're good. We got the 2 granaries able to hit that far. Okay, now the big shebang. The moment we've all been waiting for. We're gonna get up the royal palace. Okay, so this is kind of one thing. There's these residential walls, and they're cool. Now, if you use a residential gate, and if I place a building inside of it, its radius won't go outside of the gate. So I stopped using gates. I want to share the magic. I don't know. It's just, I don't like it that way. Okay, so we're going to place the royal palace right here. I have a gateway coming down and around, just like that. This central area here is going to be where all the magic happens, okay? We're going to do this, like that, for now. Over here, we're just not going to have anything where the roads meet, okay? That way we can keep it open. Perfect. So now what we're going to do is build up our noble compounds, and they require a lot of pretty. So we're going to go 2 tiles from each of these roads. Just like that. These are going to be, you know, a magical thing. Each of them are going to have a road going out like this, connecting to this road. They have access to everything, and we will do this. Like that. Perfect. And we're going to cut some back action out right there. They have access to anything we place behind them. And they need a lot. They need a lot of stuff in the center here. You don't need to have too many noble compounds. You can if you want. You want to have a high nobility. I just think it's nice to make them look pretty. I typically ended up in a situation where I had more royals than I needed. So we're just going to get up our palace, build out our noble class, and they have a lot of needs, like I said. So over here, we need a large market for them. Means we're going to need 2 porters. I think we'll have both nobles over here. Yeah. Put a porter here and a porter here. Then pull the aqueduct system up over. Get a cistern right here. Yeah, we'll get the cistern right there. And we'll get a well dipper right here. Perfect. And we're going to have a road coming from over there to there. Match up with everything. Same thing here. Just have a good road system. Okay. So, a couple of things. We're also going to want a granary right here. The large market, they want everything. Okay. So, we're going to ask for pottery, booze, cloth, cotton, furniture. They're going to want most likely jewelry at some point too. Yeah, we'll have to get into that. On the other side of things, nothing so far. So we'll hold off on that. And for this gent here, this is all going to be... Oh, I have to go back and put gets on all that. Yeah. Gets on all this. I wonder if I forgot to do that on the other guy too. Come back down here and make sure I didn't make a mistake. Oh, wrong getting. Okay. And education is a problem down here, so let's get that going. And get them their own little teacher. There we go. And these guys have everything they need but a maze, it looks like. So let's put getting a maze a little higher. I think they're just being difficult. Yeah, we got market stalls everywhere. Ooh, this guy doesn't have market stall access. Put a small market right here. And it does look like we actually need the basics, like timber, clay, stone. So why not? Let's get it in this area. Alright, so yeah, I think the sauna turns into the steam bath if it's close enough. Get another sauna up there. Get a sauna right here. Alright, they need pottery. I think we probably need to produce more pottery. Get up 2 kilns. Yeah, we don't have any pottery. We got plenty there. Let's get up another kiln. We got plenty. Okay, yeah, 1 more kiln. Okay, so this is getting all cleaned up. And the reason I'm spicing this is because you need a bunch of things like this wall and things to make it look pretty, or it can't upgrade to the final tier. So you need a little bit of space around it to stack all those buildings. All right, we have an unemployment problem now. That's fine though. We're gonna have some big industries coming up here soon. All right, they need a little bit of Jesus, or sorry, Aztec Jesus. So let's give them a few more shrines. There we go. And let's pretty it up. Get that symmetry. All right, it's festival. Yeah, I should have done this a bit. So the mountain feast, sure. Let's do it. A large one to all the gods. Yeah, let's set this to all gods. And yeah, just sacrifice money and booze. And yeah, so there's all these things you can do. Right now, I'm just trying to keep people from being crazy. I don't really want more or less of anything. I think I'm happy, but I do know that the gods, they want celebrations. Let's take a look at where we are as a city. So people are pretty happy. I'm going to increase wages by 20% across the board. We have a lot of money. It's just sitting there doing nothing. Our age structure is pretty good. Nobody's homeless. Only 14% jobless rating. That's not bad. It's terrible. The people idolize me, though. The city mood is high. Population 7,000. We're going to decrease all taxes by 5%. This is just a visibility thing, so you can put what you want up there to know how you're doing. We don't have anything under or overproducing right now, so this is great. All our services are met. Calendar festival we already been through. Everybody's impressed except for Tacticat. I'm just going to call him Tacticat because it's easy for me to say. So Mr. Tacticat is going to get himself a shrine. There we go. This has divine symmetry right here, it says. That's beautiful. Get that up. And because Mr. Tacticat is such a jerk, let's give him a celebration. A greater feast for deceased. Okay. Let's do a small one. Tacticat, make it repeating. There we go. Now, oh, that's cool. It tells you how they feel about you right there. Perfect. This is sacrifice, booze, and money. Okay, so what do we need for these gents? They need pottery. He needs timber. And let's see. Ooh, the market does not hit this house. What if I did... All right, let's try putting a road right here. See if I can push it further. All right, the royal palace is stacked. Now I can assign more royal families. Let's do it to the gods. Oh, I don't have any. Seems to be no available overseers. All right, we gotta grow that pop. They want healthcare. They want sweepers. Okay, let's go down the list. All right, so the sweeper here will hit everybody. Sentry post right here. We're gonna do a garden for sure. So a dentist. Does the herbalist hit? He does. All right, gardener. We're gonna put the gardener right here. And we're going to do large gardens in Queen. Look at this. Nice little spot here. Beautiful. That was 32 right there. Fruit garden. I want to do 4 in the back. 4 fruit trees ought to do it. Okay. We'll get up our drugs. And yeah, market still does not hit. Okay, so the large market just has to go right there. Gotta have another road right here. Do another noble compound. Let's see. Could we do some cheapo noble compounds in here? That's the question. That is the only question. Can it work? We'll destroy him. No big deal. That market. We'll use this one. All right. Yeah, you always have to have your lesser noble compounds. And we still got the wall pieces around us. Still snazzy. And we'll get the residential wall like that. There we go. All right. Yeah, it's primarily just pottery holding me back right now. They're getting pottery down here. Alright, yeah, let's just do a canal. Got water right here. Going to move this woodcutter for there. Get this stone up. Alright, we're going to do clay, potter, clay. We're just going to alternate clay and a couple kilns. We can do a clay there and a clay there. Kiln and a kiln. Oh, this is pretty. Alright. I don't want to hear it anymore. There's furniture, there's obsidian. Back there, 0 pottery. Okay. Alright, so hopefully this will help us with our production. I just love knowing more about the game now and just being able to do these cool things. Every time I play, I'm like, oh, I think of a different way I can do something just a little bit cooler. And we got plenty of stone. That's good. I'm kind of thinking maybe we should make another... What if we did localized pottery? We got a lot of people who need work, right? So the ratio is actually, I think, 2 clay pits and 3 kilns. So do 2 clay here. Kiln, 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 and a porter yard. There we go. Now we got some industry. So we're going back to basics here. So 2 spots for clay, full on thing for pottery. Let's get it on. Oh, we lack timber. My bad. 1 less pottery, 1 thing of timber. Let's do getting. We have timber industry right here, so I'm still going to put it on getting. So they have less distance to walk. All right, cool. So we got some clay production out over here. And I'm hoping that that will make it easier for them. They don't have too far to go to fetch. So our granary is here. It's fetching from this granary and this granary. These distances aren't too bad, but this is about as far away as I want to get. Now down here, we're doing a great job. All right, we got 4 fishing areas here. So we got to get this cleaned up. There we go. All right, we're going to get a fish granary here. That's all we're going to do here is fish. Now, the biggest problem with this entire area is you do need a couple of people to live here. The best way to do this, honestly, make it small. Don't care too much about their feelings. Come back over here, pull out one of the fish, go to 40 maize. You don't want them to get sick. You want to offer them some kind of balanced meal. We're going to get 1 maize field back here. There we go. And we're going to let them build that out. That should do it. Now, they're going to want some basic amenities. We're not going to give them all of them. We'll give them a sweeper. We'll give them... Oops, that took a plot out. We'll give them a water dude. And that should actually be enough for them not to die. It's going to be a small little fishing village down here. That will bring in the fish, and then they can get the fish from here. This is great. I'll give them easier access. Oh, it says our food reserves are low. I don't believe you. That out. Get up another maize farm. Oops, I want 1 tile too low. There we are. Make sure we get that road out properly. Okay. More education. They want the basic. We want to hold the bandits. Banditos. We want a library here. Let's see. We're just going to go for the coup de grace here. Library. Okay, this is the biggest one in the game. And it won't hit everybody. If I put it back here, if I put it right here, it won't hit everybody either. Okay. So we need to put it up here. Outside. Yeah, there's other things we need. We're going to need a house of healing. Put that right there. I need a house of song. A house of song right there. Need this big old library thingy. Right there, and that will impact the education too, which is kind of cool. We'll get those built out. I'll decorate these here in a second. Let's just see what we need to do. They want a plaza. All right, the plaza. I'm going to put the plaza out over here in the back. Perfect. Okay, what's going on down here? Making any progress? A little bit? All right, they need the plaza for diversion. That's coming up. Got the house of healing. Got the house of song. Great. All right, down here, what do we need? More maize? It's just so weird. We're just not getting it fast enough. We got 46 maize right there. All right, you know what we're going to do in the porter yard? I'm going to have them get some maize too, just to have more of it over here. They're being difficult. Okay, we got 168 maize right there. Set on balance. Let's do accept on maize there. They're being weird. I think they're taking the maize, or they're doing something weird. Some of our security venues are overstretched. So nutrition's becoming an issue too. I have several thoughts. One thought is that this is cool. The second thought is maybe I should bring in some farming into another spot. If we go too far out, it gets difficult, right? But right down here. But let's see, how many people do I have? We gotta hit 10,000. All right, we're at 8,300. We're not full. Okay, I don't think we need any additional houses to hit 10. So we're going to do some 3x12s. And they need a lot of different foods. Okay. Go. 32. Ooh, we have cistern right here. We're going to go with that. I think I'm going to double road this just because I think it looks cool. Because I messed up and I don't want to change it. Get a little farm right there. Get some chili. 32 chili. So the nutrition is happening because we don't have good food variety. Got those 2 guys up. Get the stone canal back here. Some cacao. Alright. And yeah, just having a little bit of action there. Because right here, now we can say getting. It should still go there. So we'll just check it out. But yeah, let's get some... I didn't even think about that because we can use these cisterns literally to create localized little farming. Again, every time I'm like, oh yeah, I could just do that. Just have our own little... farm around there. Always coming up with a new idea. Alright, they need access to a sweeper. Sweep. There we go. I already have an improved sweeper right there. There must be a massive need for sweeping. These guys, they need maize. Okay, so maize is becoming an issue. Yeah, that actually does kind of look cool with the double wide road. Okay, we'll get some fishies out here in a bit. But yeah, having your city here and your food sources off to the side, that's where it's at. Kind of thinking we're going to turn this whole area back here into additional farming. Because look at that. I mean, that's just begging. Begging to be a farm. Okay, we're going to do it. I'm going to do long, stringy plots, though. Because I like them. 32. Hold up. Cancel this. Let's cancel all that. We should have a granary here. But yeah, we'll get some farming back over here with the granary. That way they don't have to walk as far, right? We'll just have the farming all over. Oh, they want a collector over here. They want to pay their taxes. So this is what I was talking about. It's kind of weird, right? They want to pay tax. People are weird. Well, I'll do my best. Oh, dang, it's still blocking them. So you see how things on the outside don't come in? They only come in if they're on this side? Yeah, they're being weirdos. All right, tax collector. There we go. Tax collector right there. And we need the paper. So our education needs herbs. It needs paper. Now paper is made these trees over here. And that is the amat maker. So we'll get up 3 of them, gents. Get up a porter yard. And just fill it full of amat. Then over here, cut a road across like that. Get up another porter yard. Oh, right next to the edge of the map. All right. And then over here, we'll put it on getting. All right. Put it on 80. There we go. All right. These are all under renovation. Okay. So granary here. Then we get up the road. Actually need to figure out how long this area is. 11 tiles. Okay. We can fit a few of these bad boys in here. There we go. So we're just going to grow a bunch of maize back here. Oh, it looks like we have some outcropping rocks. Okay. Do a 4x9 here, because we can. But yeah, we just need to get a little bit of farming out. It doesn't have to be crazy. I mean, honestly, it's just going to be, I think, maize for now. But we're having maize issues over here, so I figured let's get a little farming out. Okay, now we'll hit 4 tiles. We'll get a little bit of dead air, but you know what? It works. I just wanted a little bit of extra farming. That will help with the issue we're having here. And then we'll have some back farms like this. That's perfect. Okay, cool. Yeah. Going for a little bit of the organic vibe right here. There we go. I think we're actually going to do get fish. We'll do pull out, get fish, because there's going to be a bunch of fish. Get a bunch of fish up in here. That way it's just closer to everybody else who wants to get fish, right? So, like, we'll use him to get fish here so they don't have to walk all the way down. Kind of like a midway point, right? Let's bust this out to like 240. It's actually kind of a smart idea to have logistical granaries like that. We probably could have done that with some grain too. I'm starting to think about that. The logistic. Let's get a granary here. And this is going to be somebody who getting maize. A little extra maize for everybody. The new fire ceremony will be held in 2 years. You should schedule a grand festival for the first of the month of the year to read. So I think someone told me that this festival only comes up once every 50 something odd years. Greater feast. Okay. Yeah, and I'm not seeing what to do. Alright. Well, tough luck. I mean, we got the Empire map. I could start invading people. I want it to be nicer. We haven't been attacked for some time. I think people just got tired of me. Yeah, this is getting weird. He's saying he doesn't have access to the sweeper. Yeah, something's weird. We're gonna destroy this house. Oh, there was a road behind him. That's odd. Okay. Place that. Come back over here, see what the nobles want. Okay, so now they're saying they want more ambience. Gardens or prettier buildings. So we could build Stellas. Stella! Sorry. Every time I say that word. Oh, okay. Card name desire. Alright, sorry. High school still traumatized me to this day. Alright, he needs access to more healthcare. And they never say why. He wants a sauna. He wants to be bathed. Wants to be beautiful. Okay, I'll get you a sauna. We got... Oh man, that would have been a better spot. Okay, let's place him... Alright, we'll place one here. Like I said, these guys won't come in. Let's place it right here. Let's see what... Find out what happens. Yeah, he wants a sauna. I'm gonna give you a sauna right next door. The best you can get. So the House of Healing needs water access. Just turn it up. Alright, cistern there. And bring in the water. And we might as well get a well dipper back here too. All right, so now they have everything they need. Oh, they want access to a barracks. Okay. If I place that there, it should hit everybody. All right, do we have any more freaking nobles now? Okay. They want a house of healing nearby. Well, there's one right there. We're going to destroy this and get a road connecting this area. Also give us water access. That's a good idea. I think I'm going to get these gates up simply because I'm not getting anything from over here anyway. Might as well make it all cool. Yeah, what I'm noticing is there's some kind of way that it's positioning where things can flow from. So it's not that the gates block it, but they can kind of mess with that positioning. So I'm just not going to use them simply because I don't want to create any issues. All right, we got the water coming in. These are being renovated. Home has everything it needs. They want access to a house of healing. Has it right there. Doesn't have the herbs. Needs access to water. Okay. We're doing that. That's the best we can do. Down here, they're still saying they need maize to develop. This is getting kind of crazy. We're going to get another small market up right here next to the maize. You got the maize right here. This will slowly fill. Yeah, they got maize right there. Oh boy. Yeah, we got ruins down here. Ruins! Alright, I don't really care. I just want him to kind of get the fish going here at some point. Alright, so he wants education. He wants maize. He wants to eat. This guy wants to learn. What a dork. Okay. We'll get you some reading. Let's get education here. And let's get another educator here. Yeah, I really like being able to expand farming wherever I see fit kind of thing. And it was cool being able to do some clay production over here. Ooh, they want an alcove. Alright, yeah, these alcoves are a hot commodity. Let's put it right here. This steam bath needs timber. Okay, so up here, let's also ask for timber. I don't think the steam bath will hit. Yeah, too far away. You know the drill. We gotta start burning things. Get a road through here. That way it has access. There we go. Alright, they want the ball court now to get to the next stage. Okay. So the ball court can hit everybody just fine. But you want it to be cool. So that's the hard part. Let's do roads out like this. Looks like nutrition's the main thing holding us back too. Some of these people just want to be closer. Some of these people want military. They have a lot of needs. These people are very needy. We're going to get a barracks up right here. Okay. Now it needs herbs. All right. Let's get some herbs up. Get a gardener right here. And we will just do small gardens all the way around. And in the back. Oh yeah, look at that. We get gardens up all back here. Okay, there we go. 32 gardens. That should help. Ooh, looks like we need cloth now. We're not producing enough cloth. I'm just going to start importing cloth. There we go. We have plenty of money. Let's put this guy on getting cloth as well. And I don't believe him that our food reserves are low. We're doing pretty great. Okay. It has weak symmetry. That's going to all change here in a second. What's important is, does it hit everybody? Yeah, it does. Hits every house. Okay. Now we can do large mosaics all the way around. Do the small guys on the sides. All right, let's see what that looks like when it's done. Looks like we need a little bit more Billy Mays. I don't know why we need Billy Mays, but that's what we need to upgrade these houses. Having a little bit of an issue with it not flooding quite yet, but we'll get there. Interestingly enough, I could potentially even pull some water down here in the lake, which I kind of want to do. There we go. And we'll do this. I think we're going to need more farms, so I'm just going to get to work. Oh yeah, look at that. Perfect. Perfect once again. Alright, let's cut out all the trees here. They're driving me crazy. I'm going to destroy this guy down here. Okay, we're getting close. You need to get the road system up. We'll have a good amount of agriculture and fishing there. This is awesome. We've got like this really good synergy going. Oh, look at that. Fancy houses. Okay, a few more farmers' huts. Now we're going to make some pretty artwork in the places. I did a 4 here, and these are 3 tiles, so there's a little bit left over. We'll get those up. Now, hopefully this will help with our maze situation. Alright, these have everything they need. So far, so good. Oh, look at that. Got the ball court. It's got strong symmetry. Surface use is intensive. You can't build more than one, so it's not like we can just build more of them. You can see we're at 3,400 per turn, and we're barely taxing people. The bulk cart. These venues lack supplies. So the library is being a jerk. Ooh, where are you, library? Oh, you're over here. Oh, they don't have paper. We have paper there, but they're not picking it up. Come on. Okay, we have another spot. Perfect. We'll go get paper here. That should, yeah, that will give enough for the library. Perfect. All right, do we have any more royals? Nope. Kind of weird. Last playthrough had like 7 of them. So let's look. All right, everybody is impressed or pleased god-wise. Maybe we need to get a little bit more of that military out. Get the House of Eagles going. That will help allow us to upgrade some units. Garrisons never hurt. Let's get another garrison up. We're not able to import enough goods here. What's our military looking like? Pretty good. Let's go do some more stuff. So I think this is us. These are some peoples. You can do a flower war, challenge city armed battle for the sole purpose of taking captives. We'll offer them free trade. Here we already have something like that. Over here, we're gonna conquer them. I'm gonna send my whole army and begin. Yeah, we're just gonna go start attacking people. This place is depressing. I'm gonna destroy this. Okay, so we need more brewers over here. This is gonna be an issue. Library's now working. All right, troops were victorious. We got 2 captives. And they have to pay me tribute. Okay, I'll take some tribute. Here we go. Plunder, donations. Nice. That's one way to get our economy rolling. Well, we got the cash. Get some war canoes. You can say no to war canoe. All right, we got the garrison. We got the House of the Eagles. We can upgrade. Build the Eagle Knights now. Give them Empire mode. Interestingly, timber seems to be the thing people are having trouble getting now. We have this guy accepting. Got plenty of people cutting. It's just weird. All right, let's get out 1, 2 right here. There's plenty of trees in between. A little bit more wood action going. All right, we have a 22% jobless rate. We're over 10,000 pop now. We did it. We hit 10 with 96% approval. Low taxes, I guess we'll do that. Bulk court is the only thing I'm showing we're not doing a fantastic job on. Everyone loves us. Mainly we just need to produce weapons, but we'd have to import jade and keep going. I'm gonna continue to try to get our food reserves. There we go. Okay, so hopefully this is enough freaking food. So what's interesting is that the small market is having a hell of a time. Now the large market you only need really for the nobles, but yeah, our design is really efficient. It's so darn efficient, we need more markets. So let's get up a few. Got one up there. That could be why we're not getting the maize. They literally just don't have enough markets. Get up one more. Go to the world map. Okay. So these gents here, we can only do a flower war with. They are this ally. Population 8,500. Okay, they have obsidian. All right, we're going to go conquer these people too. And we're just going to conquer everybody today. And the whole group. All right, they want more diversion, and they're not giving specifics. They need booze. Get up another trade post. Okay, we're gonna get up a porter down here, and we're gonna get up some masons. I just feel like there's some weird stuff that goes on occasionally. Just get one mason going here. We have a lot of unemployed people, so that's pretty bad. Yeah, these are all canals right here. We should be good. All right, we won. We were victorious, capturing another settlement. Alright, I think if we place a road here, we'll get access to the House of Healing for the Royal Palace. There we go. Still doesn't hit it, even though it's right there. Okay. Do the whole friggin' thing as a road. Oh, it's because it's got the gate. I destroy that gate. And put up the road. There we go. Still doesn't hit it. Road going the whole way. There we go, now we got it. I think most of our people are busy with the temples. That's why we don't have any spare. Alright, we got the Modest Palace going. Yeah, we're not getting enough of the hooch. We need... Okay, so who are we trading with over here? We're trading with the Tenno. So let's go to these gents. They have no booze. Here we go. There we go. Let's try to get booze from them. And let's just actually see if we can straight up import alcohol. We can import jewelry. That's probably a good idea. Oh, we can export it. Ah, well that sucks. Import jewelry, import cloth. Call it a day. For the main people. Still have an issue with food. Yeah, so we have 0 in stock in the markets. This is the interesting issue. I think the solution is porter yards. Place a porter yard right here. I'm actually a big fan of the porter stops. They're small, they're agile. But realistically, I want them to get a bunch of grain here, right? Same thing here. Get the grain. All right, we're starting to get some roads going. In the herd, got our war canoes. See, who can we attack now? Like these folk over here, we can negotiate with them. Capital, I think we've taken over everybody. That's fun. We won. All right, the goal was to get all the estates to the max. Here's a modest palace, right? It's being renovated. I want to get everything to the max. Got a new herbalist up, another dentist over here. Just trying to hit this. Says they need more healthcare. All right, let's get the booze and get some more maize farms. There we go. There we have majority of these areas flooded in now. That's great. Got a good amount of maize. Like, this is just a massive maize area down here. We've pretty much doubled our footprint. I just realized we don't have a collector down here. Let's get a collector up. Collector right here as well. Need to make sure I'm bringing in all my monies. And a collector right over here in the heart of the industry. Home needs timber. All right, well, let's pull back on clay. Let's get timber. Get a gardener back here. All right, we need to get 100 healthcare, it says. 79% access. I wonder if this is like the place itself or like the whole city. Diversion, education's low. Get another sweeper up. Get another sentry post up. Get another well dipper up even. All right, we still got our one noble over here. I think I'm gonna disband him. I don't think he's doing me any good. Yeah, let's put him down here instead. Oh, he's gone? Yeah, all our royal family right now, we don't have any extra. They're all in the temples. All right, we need to start using overlays. So we're gonna go into amenities, religion. Good, good, good. Crap down there, that's fine. Education, great. Not great, okay. Weird that it says it has no access to any education. There, okay. Let's get a little bit of education down in these parts. Put it right here. And then let's look around. I can get potentially some more education back here. All right, health. This place is perfect. Looks like the farms are kind of bad. Down here is pretty difficult. Okay, let's focus a little bit down here then. All right, we already have a sweeper. Let's get the sentry post. Let's get the dentist. Get the herbalist. Let's get a gardener. Oh, nice. All right, yeah, large gardens here. Build a road. Finally have our fishing. That'll help with nutrition. All right, the great fishing project can now commence. So there's our herbs. Where else are we hurting? All right, so the herbalists are really, really busy. It's the problem. This is all green, so that's fine. Get an herbalist back here. Gardener. And we'll get some herbs going. That should be enough. Will help with the farmers here. Road system going on. I think we're golden there. All right, food is stabilized. All right, now they just want access to basic things like sentry posts. Okay, I can do that. Post right here. They want timber. Let's put a porter yard right here. Oh, we had one right here. Ah. Oh, that's right. They're maize. And they're also maize. Okay, cool. I'm going to turn off maize on this guy here. I'm going to let this granary get all the maize. Okay, this guy's up. Let's do timber, clay, stone. A good chunk of that there. All right, now that some of these houses are finally going up to the top. I want everything here tippy top. Everything down here is max upgrade. I think we're getting there now. Okay, let's go back. So it looks like we're doing a little bit better of a job. All right, diversion. Go down here, nothing. Ball court, this area. Okay, well, that's an easy one. The most of these are just the desire for alcoves. So alcove there. And down here, alcove right here. And then an alcove right here. There we go. Nice. This is all flooded in now. Oh, dang, the plazas are starting to get overcrowded. We gotta fix that. And so let's get a plaza. Okay, so they want symmetry. Right here. Road. All right, there we go. Kind of cool to have the decorations off the farm. I think it kind of ties the place together. There's another plaza. That will help alleviate a lot of the other plazas. You can see this guy was really stressed. All right, so we got 1, 2. Guy's good. We'll get up one more plaza. They don't like the symmetry, but that's fine. Do some large mosaics around it. There we go. That should help out. Okay, look at that. We got the fishing going now. That's amazing. That's gonna be a lot of fish. All right, so nutrition is now. They never give up. I think we're gonna do some fruit. Let's see what we got. All right, so maize markets are having a problem with. Farm huts. Oof. So it's balancing. We don't need any more of it. Chili. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be solved with farms. For nutrition, like I said, you just need to go crazy. The food is where it's gonna be. One more guy out. Get a little bit more fish. Okay, we can do a turkey hutch technically, but you need a bit of maize. But get up a few of these. See if that makes any difference. Pull back, and we'll allow meat. I think we need to allow feathers. Get feathers up on the porter yard there. All right, yeah, this will turn raw meat into meat. Yeah, it's kind of chaos. We need another dentist here. Okay, so this is diversion. They're still a little pissy. They're bored. Well, I gave you a dancing bird. Overwhelmed. Okay, we need more dancers. That's a problem. Okay, we're gonna get 2 dancers right here, and I think that might help. Plaza's overwhelmed. Okay, so the 2 plazas really helped out here. The dancers are, yeah, we got 4 dancers up there. They're doing great. Over here, the issue is there's no room for a plaza. They want plazas. Okay, let's just do a plaza right here. Get it over with. Oh, nice. Look at that. The steam baths are helping for diversion too. Forgot about that. Let's go into more of the baths. These are the saunas. Okay. Yeah, because we could be putting these up. All right, sauna back here. Sauna right here. Do a sauna down there. Heck, let's even do a sauna over here. Yeah, we're gonna need... This plaza here is just so much demand on it. Let's try doing a plaza right here. It has terrible symmetry, but that's okay. We'll just do a road right there. And we're gonna have to move. I think this is probably where we're having trouble with timber. Kind of encroaching. Get a road down into this mess. Get out 4 more sawyers down here. There we go. We have a bunch of unemployed people, so we'll give them some jobs. All right, we're gonna get a small market right here, and we're gonna call it a day. This is a good little town we got down here. Got a little bit of fish action, a little bit of meat, and cloth is really starting to hold us back. Absence of it. We're gonna mass import this stuff now for our production. Just realized our cloth was on export. I'm such a dork. Okay, we're importing it now. It's causing my own problem. All right, we need to be really careful here. I might want to get a bridge out right here. There we go. Now they have more access to wood. I think we'll get up some wood action over here too. There's no reason not to. We're already just to accept timber over here now. I'll have 2 little things going right there. The local source. Actually, yeah, let's pull back on stone. Let's get a little bit more room for timber. We're doing a little bit better. You know, still some issues. Like this plaza is just crazy. All right, civil service, pretty decent. Looks like we're getting all our money. Service use, yeah. Heavy service use. Crowding, oof. Repairs, might need to get more masons. Crime and vice, looks like pretty decent. Army service, nobody. Danger map, this is the danger zone up here. Trip times, so the most inefficient. Honestly, look at that. That's a hallmark of efficiency right there. Green. Pretty much everyone but these fishery guys down here. So they must not have houses near. I got another house down there that would help. This guy and this guy aren't doing too hot. Pretty good efficiency. Except for, you know, up here. But, you know, they got their work cut out for them. They got a haul. Production's doing decent. All green. Ambience. Oh, nice. Ambience is really good, too. Good symmetry. Not seeing any weakness anywhere, except for this guy up here has some weakness. Awful symmetry. Everyone else is average is the worst, and divine is green. So most of these guys are divine. Good ambience. Okay. Good mood. All right. Oh, here we go. That is a problem. So down here, very bad water supply. We'll get a well dipper. A little bit of fire prevention in there. So I loved it. You can see so much. Yeah, and down here too. We should have a well dipper right here. Nutrition. Okay, so now we can actually see they got meat. Yeah, they got a lot. I think they're doing great. Dark blue seems to be right. It's actually kind of hard to know what these colors mean. Red is bad. There we go. Yeah, we're doing pretty decent on nutrition. Goods use, pretty decent spread. The residents who prefer a home closer to the place of work, it won't upgrade. Nothing I can really do about that. All right, and these guys are all being renovated. This is saying the neighborhood has poor ambience. I thought this would work, but nope. Get a gardener up. Yeah, you might need to do at least this much. So this was a test. I know previously I've just needed some really big areas to get that proper ambience. And there's not much I can do realistically. So he's set. Let's try to get at least a few of these guys to max. Okay, everything's in the green again. We're beautiful people. All right, the sentry post here is strained. Another one. Yeah, we're looking good. These are all fancy houses. That's top tier. I'm getting a little crazy. I'm just gonna like start filling these areas full of timber. Like this has everything it needs. It says it needs timber. Yeah, it needs timber to develop. It's like, well, it's right there. Crazy is the market use is intense. So small market has 2 staff. Large market only has 3, and then it's got to carry so much more. We just need to have more markets. We've like filled in pretty much every inch though. Pretty crazy. There we are, the Grand Palace. Presents it, we did it. Maxed it out. Grand Palace in the back too. That is awesome. All right, another Grand Palace there. Another Grand Palace there. This is the only one. It's because of the ambience. So you just gotta be a little careful. See, we're close to the residential walls. We're close to some nicer looking stuff, but you gotta really careful about that ambience. So this is all maxed out. So we did it. So let's take a peek at our pop. 13,000. 13,000. That's amazing. All right, wow. 30% don't have jobs. 58% are working. That's crazy. We got some problems. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Special shout out again to Paradox Arc for sponsoring this video. It's been actually a blast. Again, I think this is a lot like the Pharaoh vibes from the early 90s, but with a much better UI and really good gameplay. Surprising. I like that you have to think about your placements, how everything goes together. I played through, I think this is at least my 4th playthrough now. Like every time that I played, I learned something new. I learned a new way to do things. And it's definitely a game that encourages thinking and creativity. So again, thank you to Paradox Arc. Everyone, have a good rest of your day.